Hi, daughters, you beautiful princesses of the King of Kings, beloved treasures of our God. Welcome back to Women Warriors of the Word and today's 5 Minutes of Faith. I want to read to you something out of Matthew chapter 2. Chapter 2, verses 2 through 5. We're speaking of King Herod who's talking. And he asked, "Where is the one who has been born king of the Jews? We saw his star," it's not King Herod speaking, it's the Magi to King Herod. "We saw his star when it rose and have come to worship him." Verse 3, "When King Herod heard this, he was disturbed, and all of Jerusalem with him. When he called together all the people's chief priests and teachers of the law, he asked them where the Messiah was to be born. "In Bethlehem, in Judea," they replied, "for this is what the prophet has written." I'm going to include verse 6. "But you, Bethlehem, in the land of Judea, are by no means least among the rulers of Judah, for out of you will come a ruler who will shepherd my people, Israel." Something really interesting hit me in that scripture. 30 years is not a long time. And if you were a Pharisee, you were pretty much a Pharisee for life. So younger Pharisees in their 30s and 40s would have been older Pharisees in their 30 years later, 50s and 60s. So the same Pharisees that are going to see the Messiah do miracles are very likely the same Pharisees that are speaking with King Herod, who admit to King Herod that they know what the prophets speak. They know he's coming from Bethlehem. They know he's coming from Judah, and he will lead and shepherd God's people. But in 30 years, they're going to turn around and deny that same fact. Why? Because the Pharisees were not interested in a relationship with God. They were interested in the status that they held as a Pharisee. And speaking to King Herod and sharing the truth gave them a status upgrade. Sharing the truth to the people gave them a status downgrade. Wow. Look at what pride did. Look at what pride does. Now, in order for that not to happen, what we get to learn is, see, the Pharisees memorized the law. They didn't meditate on it. So when it became inconvenient, it wasn't a part of their heart. It was just an action that they went through. So as we grow in faith, as we press in to really walk in the fullness of who God is in and through us, we must choose to stay connected to his word in thought, in heart, and in speech, so that over the course of time, we do not distance ourselves from walking in the truth, but we actually covet and hold that covenant with God and hold that relationship so dear that it's not just simply something we can toss away when it becomes inconvenient, but that it's a part of us. To meditate on God's truth, that we will not forget, that we will not be swayed when it becomes inconvenient. That is a commitment to know his word, to breathe his word, to speak his word, and to choose his will over our own will or our own status. The Pharisees threw away what they knew when it became a threat. Let us not be threatened by losing our status by speaking the truth. Let us speak the truth regardless of our status. And in that, the Messiah can be seen in us, in our everyday lives. We were created to be a light in this world, not blend in it. We were created to be the salt of the earth, not to dilute it. Let us not be like the Pharisees Let us not lose the truth because it becomes inconvenient. Let us walk in faith, in truth, even when it's inconvenient, even when it elevates someone else, even when it may take away our earthly status. May we always put God first. Continue to walk in faith, beloveds, because God is faithful. Until next time, be a faith walker, not just a faith talker. Bye for now.